taste makes a lot of my decision.
Yeah.
decision. Well, many things of the meat are useful for our body, but
Yeah,
still,
sure.
I like to eat some meat.
So I'm going to ask you 5 would you rather questions.
Okay.
Midway, you're going to realize what the topic is, and maybe we can have a bit of a conversation.
Okay.
Do you want to join? Let's do it.
Let's try it.
Okay, so would you rather be a cat or a dog?
A cat.
And you?
Cat.
A cat also? Can I ask why?
Because he's more agile, he can have more freedom than a dog.
Yeah, I agree. And he does what he wants. He sleeps. If you
Yeah.
want to go hunting, he goes hunting.
Fair enough.
He's less restricted.
Okay. Would you rather be able to talk to animals temporarily or temporarily take one of their enhanced senses or capabilities?
Repeat the second one. So I like
Either talk to animals temporarily or
Okay.
temporarily take their enhanced senses or capabilities, like how dogs can smell, cats can see in the dark.
Definitely that one.
Maybe the second, yeah, because with a sense. Come si dice? With an. Wait, I'm a little slow in English.
Yeah, that's okay.
With enhanced abilities, you have more possibility to develop some skills that can help you in the actual world, and yeah, it's useful.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Would you rather have the intelligence of a dog or that of a pig?
Ooh. I don't know who is more smart. I don't know. Maybe the dog is more emotional. He can feel more empathy with another person. So maybe a dog.
Yeah, I'd feel more related to a dog than a pig. So I'd like to.
Would you be surprised to find out that pigs are more intelligent than dogs?
I wouldn't be surprised.
No.
Yeah, they have sex. They're amongst the few animals who have sex for pleasure. There's also videos online where you see pigs coming together to free other pigs, like lifting gates to release a pig or unlocking latches. They're very intelligent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Know it.
The next question is a hard one. Would you rather be a well-fed farm animal whose life is cut severely short when the farmer says you're worthy more dead than alive, or a wild animal who's mostly starving but you get to live your life free for as long as you want and however you want?
I'd be a wild one.
I don't know. Maybe the one of the farmer, because I don't know. I like to live in the comfort. Be more. Be fed by others and live a peaceful life than have to. Yeah, it's a good thing to work hard for things, but if I can have it free, why not?
Right. Lazy person.
Yeah.
I'm a bit lazy, but yeah.
So you said wild, right?
Oh yeah.
Can I ask why?
Because I'd like to live wild, free, and whatever. I don't like to be fed from other people. I like to gain what I want and to achieve I don't know, my meal and my house and whatever.
Yeah, I agree with you. And like as a farm animal, by the way, you might be confined. You might die whenever
Also,
the farmer
you don't know
says.
what's outside, so you leave.
You don't get to choose what you eat. Also, you just get.
If you think that way, maybe I will agree with him.
You might get exactly what you want, but you also might also get not nothing nice.
If you put it that way, yeah, I agree more with this version.
Okay, and my final question is: in today's world, if you could be a farm animal, which one would you be? A cow for dairy, a cow for meat, a chicken, or a pig?
A cow for dairy.
Okay, like milk.
Yeah.
And you?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I don't have to be eaten, so
yeah, maybe
probably
a cow for dairy is the
less worst.
The less worst choice. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess you guys don't know what happens in the dairy industry. So cows, why do you think cows produce milk, like biologically?
How?
Why?
Why?
Because they're pregnant.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so they always get pregnant.
to feed
I
their
read
baby.
that
Yeah.
somewhere, and
So they're
yes,
forcefully impregnated each year to have after 9 months they have a baby. Then the
Okay.
baby gets taken away from them because the milk has to go for human consumption. If the
Oh.
baby is a male, they get slaughtered because they're useless to the industry. If the baby is a female, they get put into this cycle year over year, and like their mothers. And after 6 to 8 years, depending on the cow, depending on the farm, they also go to the slaughterhouse because they can no longer produce
Yeah.
as much milk as the farmer says it's okay, and they can live up to 20 years, so they don't live even half their life. Yeah, so this is the dairy industry in a nutshell. There's worse practices in it, but this is kind of
Okay.
yeah.
So maybe even my father has a hen house,
Yeah.
and the chicken that he grows aren't live a normal life. I think that they're not forced to do what they're doing. So maybe it's a less painful choice to be a chicken.
Yeah, in those situations, yeah.
But it depends also if it's mass production or no. So
Yeah. So I guess you guys realize why I'm sitting here. I'm trying to raise awareness on behalf of animals and spark productive conversations with people. Do you guys consume animal products?
I do.
Yeah.
Do you think we need to consume animal products?
Well,
Like a biological
I
need?
think we're used to do it. We don't have to. Well, many things of the meat are useful for our body, but we can also get it from vegetables and fruits and whatever.
Yeah.
But still, I like to eat some meat.
Yeah, once in a while, it's good to have a. It's nice to have a stick every
Stick.
Yeah, I get what you mean. But so obviously you're well within your rights to eat animal products. But given like what I just described to you, dairy, it's kind of the same in every animal product that you buy. And given that there's so much suffering behind them, and given that you can get nutrition and taste from plant-based products, right? Wouldn't you say it's a cruel choice to make to choose for an animal to die to go through these practices for you?
Well, I don't think so, but I believe that so there is a food chain, and I mean we don't have to decide what the cow's life will be, but to live, were used also from the past to kill animals, just like grow vegetables and stuff. It's sad that we have to force their life. That's a fact. But still, if I have to hunt a meal for me, I will do it because I have to survive.
But as now we don't really have to rely on those products. Yeah, it's more of our choice.
Yeah, exactly. That was my point also. Like you don't have to hunt. Like if
we're not forced.
Yeah,
to
like
do it.
if I was on a deserted island with an animal,
Yeah, it is in our.
I might do the same. I don't know. I'm also thinking maybe it would be nice to have a companion, so I wouldn't kill the animal for that. But like if it came to that, I probably would even kill a human being to survive if that's the case, right? But that's not the case that we're into every day, right? Every day we make this choice consciously, and we can choose different things, right? So what would get you guys to choose different things? Like I understand your taste. You say, is there anything else holding you back to not paying for animals to go into these slaughterhouses and to these cruel practices?
Probably, well, the taste makes a lot of my decision. But I don't know.
It's just that we're used to, and
Yeah, right. It's part of my life.
it's more like a routine that we have in our diet.
Yeah, we have a lot of it in our usual meals. Just like the ragu or whatever. So
yeah,
it's part of our culture. Still, they will have to be grown in a different way.
Yeah. So
these animals.
So as far as I understand, what you mentioned is culture and taste. I still remember taste. I'll tackle the taste a bit later, but I want to ask you about culture because there's cultures on Earth, like on where they do female genital mutilation, where they cut the clitoris of the females, and it's cultural and traditional to do that. Would you say that that's okay to do? That's moral?
Well, not with me, but I think that if I am in that society and my culture is that for me it's like nothing weird. So
But do you think that
it
the
might
women
be
that
fine.
go through this are
Well, no,
okay
no,
with it?
I'm not okay with that. I don't agree.
But even if you were in that culture, do you think the women that are in that culture agree with it?
I don't know because I probably live with another I don't know point of view. So my life wouldn't be like this. I wouldn't have this brain. I wouldn't think like this, probably.
But culturally, we've also done other awful things in history. Like culturally, it's been for a long time we had slaves. It was culturally accepted, right? And we had to abolish slaves because it's
Yeah.
not.
At the time, it was something that was normal. So,
But it was never moral, right? Was it ever ethical or moral?
No,
it wasn't.
it
But
wasn't.
No.
from the people that lived in that area, probably it was just something that was normal, just like right now.
That I understand, yeah.
The cows are getting killed for our food and our meals.
But
It is something that
so I understand normality because normality is what society does, right? Normality is I understand that that's what is normal, but I think we should, as individuals, should strive to do what's moral more than anything, right? So especially according to our own morals, right? So if I ask you, is it okay to kill an animal when in the absence of need? So if there's no need, is it okay to kill an animal?
well, I wouldn't do it.
No. So
I wouldn't do it personally, but I understand that I actually do it. Eat it.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
morally is maybe not okay, but it's a part of my diet. So if I don't see, I don't.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, because you're a bit disconnected with that
Yeah.
whole situation, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I understand. Sadly, that's a
It's
lot of people are
sad thing, but,
disconnected. Yeah,
yeah, it's just something that we don't see in front, like in person. So it's like okay, somebody else takes care of it, and I just have to do the last thing, actually eat it. So,
okay. But say tomorrow you open up the newspaper and you find out that the whole meat in the supermarket, all the meat that you buy, that you have bought and that you can buy from now on, is made of dogs. Same practices, but for applying to dogs. Would you stop?
well, yeah, just because of my culture. I think that if I was born like in I don't know in Southeast Asia where dogs, I don't know if it's true, but were being no, were eaten, it probably would be normal for me. So I would eat it.
But let's say
Right
a
now,
culture.
I wouldn't.
But let's say a cultural shift happens and everybody starts accepting eating dogs.
Okay. Well,
I don't think that I would, because of my past, of my experience with animals.
Yeah.
I have a connection with the dogs and the cats because are more uh, they copy our human behavior and they are more affectionate to us. So yeah, it's a little different thing, but
So, what do you think is the difference between a dog and a pig or a cow that justifies the difference in treatment? That says
No.
it's okay to kill one and it's not okay to kill the
just
other.
relate with that.
yeah.
Yeah, just the relationship.
Yeah.
But you don't relate to all the dogs, right? You don't relate to all the people. Does that mean you can? Because like if there's a dog somewhere over there, you probably don't know that dog exists, so you don't
But
relate to them.
for us, maybe a dog have more emotions uh, compared to other animals. But you just proved me that it's
Yeah.
wrong because also pigs are more intelligent than dogs. So
And there's videos online of cows playing fetch. Like they throw a ball and the cow gets the ball and brings it back. So in the way they perceive the world is not there's barely
Yeah.
any difference. It's just within themselves they're the same individuals as dogs are, as cats are. So if you think that dogs have emotions, if you have seen dogs sleep, dream,
Yeah.
feel fear, feel happiness, cows, pigs, all of these animals also feel the same thing, right?
same.
And yet we do this to them because at some point maybe we needed it to, but now we don't need to anymore. And now we just subject them to these cruel practices for taste, right? Like we said, for taste.
Yeah.
But taste, like, because taste, do you eat the meat simple or do you add spices to it?
Yeah, spices. Yes.
Yeah, and spices are just plants, aren't they? Right.
Yeah.
So plants give a lot of the taste from the meat. Number one, and number two, like should we really, taste is a pleasure, right? Like it's a pleasure that we get from the taste, but should we say it's okay to do anything we want to animals for our own pleasure? Because that's kind of what we do for taste, right? If we justify killing, abusing, exploiting animals for our own taste, then which is a pleasure, can we justify the same thing for anything that we want to do?
Well, I don't think it is true to do that. But I don't know if I will change my diet actually. So I understand that point of view. I understand that I do something wrong for them, but I wouldn't be ready to change my diet. Maybe to let's say low the amount of food of meat that I eat, but I wouldn't take it off.
Can I ask why? What is keeping you from?
I don't know. Uh, Probably just the taste, just they say taste, the culture.
But you said if it were a dog, you wouldn't eat them, right?
No, I mean.
So taste doesn't really matter. You have had taste, you know that taste. It's dog, it's whatever. You stop.
Well, I don't know if I will eat it or not.
Okay, you wouldn't.
I don't know.
You might. How
I
about
might,
you?
yeah.
No, I wouldn't. But if I was fed with dog meat since I was a little kid, maybe I would do it right now. So
But so say you find out you've been fed dog meat your whole life.
it's yeah, it's not.
Yeah, that's
That's a little cruel. I can admit it. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, well, at least you guys understand what the problem is.
I understand it. Yeah.
We do.
Yeah,
Absolutely, but
yeah.
I can't tell you that I will stop eat meat tomorrow.
And
Well, we're not massive eaters,
Yeah.
but it is something that is part of us actually, and so cutting off now forever will be strange.
hey, you don't have to cut it all at once, right? You can also just take it step by step, right? That's one. But two is like if you understand what the issue is, that's the most important part, right? Like understanding that behind your choices, there's animals who suffer just as much as a dog would suffer, just as much as you would probably suffer. Because if I ask you, do you think a dog values their life more than you value yours,
Well, no, I think
or less?
Animals' life worth more than human lives sometimes. So I wouldn't say that.
I would say that each human being and each animal values their own life just as much as I value my own, right? Right? Like it would be a bit weird for me to say no cows want to die or pigs want to die. Nobody wants to die. No animal wants to die for our food. And given that we don't need to, it's kind of cruel to put them into these practices. And if you oppose it, you kind of have to look into that, right? You guys know what veganism is?
Veganism? Yeah.
Can you tell me what it is? So just to be sure.
So the idea, not eating meat or derivates, like something from the animals.
Not eating meat and derivatives from animals like eggs, milk, and dairy.
Because of a state of mind, or maybe just because I don't want to kill animals, or either I can be allergic to something.
So veganism means that you oppose the exploitation, abuse, and slaughter of animals. That you believe animals are sentient. Sentient means they experience the world around them, that they have personalities, that they have families, that they have friends. So you believe all this, and well, that's science. But you say, I don't want these animals to die for me, to be exploited for me. That's what veganism means. And the consequence of it is, yes, that you don't eat animal products, because behind animal products there is exploitation. But there's also, you don't wear leather, you don't go to, I don't know, circuses or things that exploit zoos that exploit animals. So it's about food, clothing, entertainment, fashion, all these what do you call this products for the cosmetic products also, because they do testing on animals also, which is by the way, a lot of them are done on beagles, which you know, the dogs, beagles. Yeah, so maybe at least change that instantly so that you don't, if you care about dogs a lot. But like that's what veganism is, right? It's not about diet, it's about a state of mind, a lifestyle where you say I don't want animals to be harmed on my behalf when it's not needed though, right? I don't want to choose for animals to be harmed for myself. So it sounds to me like both of you kind of think that way, it's just you don't act that way, correct?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, so I'm going to give you some resources to help you out with the acting part if you want to do more and to get more informed about all of this. But I kind of want you guys to understand the problem, which you said you did understand the problem. And then I don't want, obviously, I'm a stranger to you, that you can't change your life based on a single conversation. But I do want you guys to look further into it. So are you going to promise me you're going to look further into it?
I'll try to.
Yeah, you'll try to. Why try to? Just to look into it. I'm not saying change. It's looking into it, right? I feel as human beings, we have the responsibility to know about the consequences of our choices, and then we do what we want to do, right? That's all it is. Especially when there's victims on the other side. Like in this case, there are animals. So let me give you a card. One for you and one for you. So if you go to this website right here, 3movies.wtf, it's We the Free. It's an organization I sometimes do activism with. I'm not with them right now. I just have their cards. You can say what the fuck. It's fucked up what's happening to animals. Doesn't matter. This is the URL, the 3movies.wtf. If you put in this code, it's going to ask you there for a code when you open it. If you put in this code, this is a personalized code that I made. It gives you slightly different content. And so there's a thing called Challenge 22 there. It's if you subscribe to it, they send you vegan recipes every day for 22 days because for most people, it's a habitual thing. Most people have issues because it's a habit. So if they want to change, they subscribe to this thing, they send the recipes, they hook you up with a nutritionist to help you out with your nutrition to get the best, all of it. It's all free. There's also personalized help. Somebody logs in with you online on the Discord server and helps you out with if you have more questions, if you need more help with all of it. Again, all of it is free. But if you put in this code, one video will appear there that I would like you guys to watch. That's it. And then you decide what you want to do going further. It's called the most important speech you will ever hear.
I'm going to challenge your belief systems today, so certain parts of the speech will be intense.
The speech is 30 minutes, the video is 1 hour. Afterwards, is questions and answers. But the speech is like 30 minutes. I think 30 minutes of your time you can dedicate just to get informed. And then you decide what you want to do going forward, right? That's all it is. And do you guys have any questions for me?
I don't have any questions.
No, not
No.
really.
Okay.
Thank you for the talk.
Yeah, thank you for having a conversation with me. I would say look into it, and while you're not vegan, while you still consume animal products, know that you make this choice 3 times per day, right? Because you eat 3 times per day, and every time you consume an animal product, you will put an animal through slaughterhouse and a dog, if you want. Consider them a dog. It's the same, right? It's exactly the same.
Yes.
And if you're in their shoes, what would you want yourself to do? Like, yeah. So maybe until you get properly informed about what you want to do, choose vegan, and then get informed, and then decide what you want to do going further, right?
Okay.
It's but either way, get informed. Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
You going to promise me you're going to watch that video?
Yeah.
I love it. And then you do what you want to do. What's your name?
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel. Nice to meet you, Emmanuel. How about you?
Nicola.
Nicola. Nice to meet you, Nicola.
Nice to meet you too. What's
Yeah.
your name?
My name is Chip.
Chip?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice to meet you, Chip.
Yeah. You guys from Italy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard. I'm from Romania, so I kind of heard of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
All right.
thank you for the conversation.
thank you.
Look into it and make a decision. Act on it if you want to act on it. It's not difficult. You still enjoy your food. I enjoy my food more now because there's a thing when you change your life for the better. There's some excitement coming. It's a journey. It's very nice. It's exciting. It's nice. You learn to cook different things. You learn different tastes, and it's kind of nice. And you also get to be part of a world that is inherently better. Because if I ask you, would you rather live in a world where we intentionally exploit animals or one where we don't intentionally exploit animals?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can choose to be part of that world, and change happens with each individual, right? So you are faced with the option to change. Look into it and maybe start a change, spark a change. It's worth it.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you guys for having this
Thank you.
conversation with
Thank
me.
you.
Have a good
nice
day.
day.
Yeah,
Nice
you too.
day.
And a nice life, because I don't know if I meet you again. Yeah.
You too.
You too. Bye.